Namaste, dear students of class 10. I am Tumpuri Shrivani from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavans, BHR, Arsipuram, Hyderabad. I am in front of you today to discuss a topic, Fire and Ice, written by Robert Frost. This poem is taken from First Flight book. So let's quickly discuss, children. I'm going to share my screen, but before I get into the poem, there is something that we have to know. Okay, we have to know the background of the poem. Children, have you ever heard the word apocalypse? Okay, apocalypse means the destruction of the earth. This word is mentioned in Bible. Bible is the holy book of Christians, as you already know, and in this book they have written about apocalypse, and they have debated about how the earth is going to come to an end. Okay, so there are many theories about it, and many researchers and scientists have been constantly debating on this topic. Okay, now some researchers believe that the earth or the core of the earth is filled with fire. There is hot molten fire inside the earth's surface, and many people believe that one fine day there is going to be an earthquake or a volcanic eruption, and this this molten fire is going to burst out and is going to burn the entire earth. Okay, and there is another school of thought who believe that these glaciers or mountain hills are going to melt down, and ice cold water is going to fill the entire earth surface, and earth is going to freeze to death. So that is another school of thought. So there are different school of thoughts, and people have been debating constantly about the destruction of the earth. Now here, this poet, that is Robert Frost, has taken this important topic into account, and in a very tactful way he gives us a very important lesson for life. Okay, he has taken two things, that is fire, okay, and desire, to tell us how vices can actually destroy us. Robert Frost relates fire with a vice, that is desire. Okay, children, all of us has desire. There's nothing wrong about it, because if we are not desirous, we cannot lead our life. But then what happens if we have unrestrained desire? Then comes the problems. So Robert Frost is associating fire with a vice, that is desire, and he says that desire is such a thing that it will lead to jealousy. Now let us understand how desire leads to jealousy. Imagine, children, that I am accumulating things. Imagine I'm very fond of things and I'm going on accumulating wealth. Okay, and I am improving my skills, and I am looking for more and more comforts. But then I have a friend who is always better than me. Okay, he has more wealth than me, he has better skills than me, and he's always better than me. But what I am asking is, I desire to be better than anybody, and I desire to have uh, most of things for myself. Then what happens? When I have this unrestrained desire, I will eventually become jealous of this friend, and I will also plan to destroy my friend, probably. Okay, so fire is related to desire. Desire is leading to jealousy, and jealousy is leading towards hatred, right? So the poet says that there are some researchers who believe that fire or desire would be the reason for destruction. Now, what is happening because of this, children? Man is turning against another man. We are turning against each other. Now, next, coming to ice, the poet is relating ice to a vice, that is hatred. Okay, when you hate somebody, what happens, children? Suppose you are going on hating somebody and that hatred is inside your heart, it is brewing for long period of time. Eventually it leads to indifference. Okay, indifference will lead to coldness. Your emotions will become cold and you will become unresponsive to other people's pain. Okay, how is that possible? Now for example, if you take, there is this person, okay, whom you hate. Okay, and imagine that you both are walking on a road and your friend meets with an accident. He is bleeding there and he wants you to help him, but because of your hatred, your heart will become cold to his feelings and you decide that you are not going to help him. You feel that it is better that he should die. Okay, so what is happening? Because of this hatred, you are allowing other human being to die. You are becoming a cold person, right? So here the poet has taken these two contrasting ideas, fire and ice, and he has associated them with two vices, and he has explained in detail how these vices can destroy the surface of the earth. The poet says we do not know whether fire is going to destroy or ice is going to destroy. We do not know. But the poet says these vices definitely will lead to killing of one another. He says of late, these virtues have gone to background and vices have come to forefront. All of us are having more and more of vices, and we are ready or prepared to kill each other. As a result, definitely the earth would come to an end. Okay, with this understanding, let us quickly read the poem, children. This is the background of the poem, and let us read this poem is just 9 lines, children, and there are only 2 stanzas, as you can see. It is a very short poem. Let us begin reading the poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. But what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Suffice means is sufficient. Now let us look at first 2 sentences, children. Here, some say the world will end in fire. Who are these some, children? Some are nothing but the scientists or the researchers. Some people believe that the world is going to end because of fire. Okay, and some say in ice. Some other researchers, what do they believe? They believe that ice will be the reason for the destruction of the world. So people are debating. Some people say that fire will end the earth. Some people will say that ice will end the earth. Now, the poet is trying to give his own opinion based on his experience. He says, from what I have tasted of desire. Here, I have is nothing but the poet himself. He says, because of his age, because of his experience, he has noticed that desire, that is unrestrained desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So he has with experience learned, and he is in favor of those people who say that fire is going to destroy the earth. So in the first paragraph, the poet's opinion is that one fine day, desire, just like fire, is going to destroy the surface of the earth. So this is the first opinion of the poet. Then he goes on to say, but if it had to perish twice, he says, it, who is it here? The earth. The poet says, if the earth is to perish, perish is to destroy or to die twice. Twice means 2 times. I think I know enough of hate. He says, I also have experienced that there is so much hate around us to say that for destruction, ice is also great. So he says, ice is also equally powerful. Ice is also equally lethal to destroy the surface of the earth. How is ice lethal, children? Ice is compared with hatred. Hatred keep on brewing in your heart, and that hatred will lead to indifference. Indifference lead to coldness, and you do not react to the emotions of your own people. So that is how ice, which is associated with hatred, is going to destroy everybody. That is how man is going to turn against man. And the poet says, is also great. Ice is also great and would suffice. So ice is also sufficient to destroy the surface of the earth. So you see, children, here a very important philosophical value is learnt. We learn that we should have certain virtues, children, just like love, compassion, caring for others, empathy for others. And if we do not have virtues, if we show bent of mind towards vices, just like desire, hatred, jealousy, indifference, coldness towards others, definitely all of us will contribute towards the destruction of the earth. So the poet wants us to understand that we shouldn't give any chance for vices to enter into our hearts. So that is the gist of the poem, children. Now I'm going to discuss the figures of speech quickly. Now you see, rhyme scheme of the poem is ABA, ABC. Children, if you observe the rhyme scheme is ABA, ABC. Then metaphor. In the poem, fire and ice are metaphors for desire and hate in the third line of the poem. So fire is compared with desire and ice is compared with hate without using like or as. Hence it is metaphor. Then symbolism. The poem is all about two symbols of fire and ice. When the poet associates fire with desire and ice with hate, we know that fire and ice are symbols of human behavior and emotions. So what is the poet doing, children? He is associating fire with human emotion, desire, and ice with hatred. So symbolically, these are represented. Hence the figure of speech is symbolism. Then you have enjambment. You already know, children, if one sentence of the poem flows into the next sentence without any punctuation mark, then it is enjambment. Fire and ice are two destructive elements that can lead to destruction of this world. This poetic device is used in 3 lines of the poem. So without any punctuation marks, each sentence goes into the other. Then there is one very important poetic device here, children, that's called as anaphora. Anaphora is a figure of speech in which words repeat at the beginning of successive clauses, phrases, or sentences. Here you see, if you take first 2 sentences, children, of the poem, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. So you can see, children, first sentence of first line and first word of the second line, both are same. Now when the first line and the second line has same words, then it is called as anaphora. Last figure of speech is, children, alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the same sound. That is, some say the world will end in fire, some say. So sound is repeated, and here and there also you can favor fire is nothing but alliteration. So with this, children, I come to an end of the discussion of the poem called Fire and Ice. Please read this 2-3 times, children. This is very important poem and it has great philosophical value that we should not have these vices, that is desire or hatred. We should have more virtues in all of us, and that's how we will save our earth. Thank you, children. I end my session. Thanks a lot.